Hi guys, it's Jen and I'm back with another 6x6 paper pad love video. Today I'm going to be using these 4 photos and they're just like pictures of my daughter and my niece having a little conversation at a restaurant, and I've printed them in a vertical strip, kind of like a photo booth style. And so I'm going away from a little bit what I had planned, but I just wanted to show you. This is my page planner that I got from, I think it's called, I can't remember, I think I keep calling it the wrong thing, but it's Happy Little Studio or something like that. It's on tracyclayborn.com, and it's just a printable that you can put in your planner. But this is my 6x6 paper pad love video that I'm going to do today. So I'm going to do oversized photo corners. And rather than do these 2 photos like this, I'm just going to use one strip of photos, or I might end up cutting it in half and doing it that way. So like I said, I'm going to do oversized photo corners. I'm going to use the 6x6 Crate Paper Craft Market pad again because I love it so much and I'm just not sick of it yet. I've used it in a few of the videos, so and I think it's pretty versatile, so I'm going to keep using it because I love it. And I wanted to just point out, one of the papers in the pad has this triangular this triangle corner piece already, and so what I had wanted to do was do a couple of pieces layered with a few other papers. And so I think for my smaller corner, because I was going to make the top be a little bit smaller and then the bottom have a little bit more weight, I'm going to cut this piece. I'm just going to set it on my lining up the bottom of the line of that blue part with this line on my paper trimmer, and then I'm just going to trim off that much so it looks like it's layered, but it's really just one piece. Ooh, and I really like the way that that looks. So that's fun. And then I think for my second piece, I really like the idea of doing, I love stripes and I love a diagonal stripe even more. But what I'm going to do is cut this paper diagonally and use it for my other photo corner. So it just makes a large oversized photo corner. And I didn't mention at the beginning of the video, but if you watch to the end, I do have a giveaway for you because this is my last 6x6 paper pad love video. So be sure to watch to the end if you want to see that. Okay. Ooh, so I really like that. And because my photos are so dark, I want to keep the rest of the layout fairly light in color. And so that's why I've chosen my white background again, but also just because I love white. And I think I might try to layer up another piece behind this. I might put one more layer at the top though. Let me see how I like that. I think I really like that. So I think what I'm going to do is cut this just slightly smaller. So I'm just going to cut off 1/4 inch. And then I'm going to cut this in half diagonally. So what I'm striving for is a little bit of continuity between the top corner and the bottom corner, but I don't want them to be exactly the same. Okay, so I can layer those up and you just get the one row of polka dots, which is cute. And then for this paper, I can do the same thing and just cut off another 1/4 inch. So this time I'll line up the bottom of that wood grain part with this line on my trimmer. And these polka dots aren't exactly straight, that's just the way that the paper is, and I'm okay with it. So then they're similar, but not exactly the same. I really like the way that that's looking. So I haven't decided yet if I'm going to keep this in one large strip or if I'm going to cut it in half, but I'm going to work out my titling first, and that might help me decide. So I'll do that and then come back to finish the rest. Okay, so I've pulled out several things from my stash that I might work into the design here. And I've decided to cut my photos apart because I'm going to create a fairly long title, and it's going to be, I don't know why they are laughing, but I hope it never stops. And so I'll have laughing be the larger word, and these are stickers from American Crafts, and they are called Index, and they're kind of a craft color with a white print on them. I really love those stickers. And then for my subtitle, I am using these letters from Basic Gray, and they come in like this creamy yellow color, but I needed them to be a different color because that wasn't going to stand out enough. And so I just used one of my Copic markers. I only have 6 Copic markers, but I find that these are enough for me to alter the different things that I need, because I mostly use them for altering, in fact, these letter stickers. I've used them a few times on altering letter stickers. And so I just used my B00 Frost Blue and colored it on here, and because these are like a yellowy cream, it gives kind of an aqua color. It doesn't exactly match this blue color, but I like the way that it looks, so I'm just gonna go with it. And so that will be my subtitle. And you can see, even though I have a really long title, these are all the letters it's going to take up. So you can see there's still tons left on the sheet, which is awesome. I also pulled out from the paper pad these 2 papers that have the months of the year on them, and I pulled both of them because I just figured I'd use whichever one matched better. So these photos were taken in November, and so I have either the option of this orange circle that says November with the calendar, or this one that says November here. So I'm leaning towards this one right now just because I have a lot of blue on the page, but if I end up incorporating this paper, then I might end up using that orange color. So we'll see. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and get my title stuck down, and then I will come back with some more embellishments and figuring out where I want to put these papers. Okay, so I went ahead and put my whole entire title on my wax paper, which I like to do so I can move it around or whatever before I commit. And I think I'm going to place my photos a little slightly overlapping, but one higher than the other. And so I kind of wanted my title to kind of fill in that space right there. And then this little die cut is from Pink Paisley, and it's from their, I can't remember what the line is called, but it had lots of stuff about phones and like chit chat, like speech bubbles and all that kind of stuff. And so I found that chit chat right there. So I'm going to add that to bring the black up to my title. And then I realized that because I've decided to place my photos this way, I have this awkward gap right here that's between the photo corner and the photos, and so I want to fill that. And so I've pulled a few other things from my stash. This is an older Dear Lizzie sticker sheet. It's from, I think, Polka Dot Party, and this little sticker says Still Laughing. And as of right now, all I have on the page is neutrals and that little aqua color, and so it would be okay for me to bring in a little bit of another color. And so I'm thinking about placing that there. So what I'm going to do is use my EK Success powder tool to just take the sticky off of the back of the sticker so I can kind of move it around because I'm very non-committal. So I'll put that there, and I'm just kind of using these parts that are poking out to frame my niece in the photo. So I want to make sure that she's not cut off at all. So because I've done that, that's the only bold and bright thing on the layout. So I definitely need to bring some of that up into the title area. And so I could do it with another word sticker. I kind of like the idea of just bringing in some of these little hearts, maybe like this. And there's a few in a couple of different shades that are smaller and larger, so I could bring in a couple there. And I like that, but I still feel like it's going to need some more. So I'm planning on putting my journaling here. So Oh, and I have decided to, from this paper in the paper pad, to cut this part that says November out. And I think if I tuck that kind of underneath here, that it fills in that space a little bit more and it makes it feel more like a cluster. Now I still feel like I need a little something more here to kind of break up those harsh lines, and I will find something in just a minute, and maybe I'll end up just doing enamel dots or something right there, or I can look to my sticker sheet to see if there's anything else that I might want to add. Okay, so I've gone ahead and stitched everything down. I've got my journaling on and I added my title. This little chit chat phrase I already talked about. I did add those 2 hearts from this Dear Lizzie polka dot party sticker sheet, and then I added a little tiny floral piece from the sticker sheet as well to tie in this floral at the bottom. And then this little camera, so these hearts also came from this same sticker sheet. And then I found this little camera on my Maggie Holmes confetti from Crate Paper little sticker sheet, and added that to bring the black down to the bottom. And so now I'm trying to decide what to do to make the journaling kind of tie in so that there are 3 points of interest. And I like this vellum together, and this is from the Maggie Holmes Open Book collection, as well as this happy heart. They're both vellum, but it brings in that light pink here and then the black as well. The journaling also brings in the black, but I like the heaviness of this since these are both very heavy. And so now I'm trying to figure out what I want to do to bring in a little bit of this brighter pink or this reddish color. And so I have a few options. I could use this little tab that says I will never forget here, which looks fine, but it doesn't, it's too many words. I've got words, words, words. So I'm thinking I need a motif rather than words for that particular instance. So I do have one more little heart that I could bring in, and I could put it next to this word somehow. I kind of like that. Or I could add it to the top where this says happy heart, and I kind of like that as well. Or the other thing I was thinking about was I have another little floral piece that I could bring in that will tie in, since I've got 3 florals. I could have 3 areas of floral, or I could have 3 areas of hearts. And so that's kind of my conundrum right now. I can't decide which I like better. Okay, so I found something that I think will work. This is a sticker sheet from Heidi Swap. It goes with her planner collection. And there's this little floral here that is just right in between those 2 sizes that I think will work nicely. It's transparent, and I don't think I want the transparency aspect of it. So what I'm going to do is just mount it to the back of a piece of white cardstock and trim it out. That way I can get the white edge like I have on those other stickers. I'm going to overlap it with the photo just a little bit, and then I will place this here still. And then I am going to also use that little heart, if I can find where I put it. There it is. I'll use the little heart as well. Actually, maybe I'll stick it down here. That way it kind of draws your eye around. So all the red and pink areas draw your eye around the page. So that's what I am going to do. Let me just get that glued down. And when you overlap the elements with your photo, it kind of brings everything together. Or if you don't want to put things on your photos, because I know that some people are wary of putting embellishments on top of photos, if you kind of nestle it right in next to your photos, like I've done with the title, that helps it to stay connected to the layout as well. Okay, so now for my final touches, all I'm going to do is add a little bit of black India ink. And I'm just going to use a paintbrush, a round paintbrush. So this is, I don't know what size it is, but it's kind of big. Let's Let's see, and I think I'm just going to add it right down here in the corner. Just a couple of really solid colored dots, kind of. And right here where the title and the journaling meet, and then right up here in the corner. There we go. And then if you overlap the dots onto some of the other areas of the layout, then it helps to tie everything together. I'm going to put one right there as well. So that one's kind of, sometimes when I want it in a certain spot, I'll just do it. There we go. And that is going to call this finished. Okay, so because this is my last 6x6 paper pad video, I wanted to do a little giveaway. Now that you have all of these tips and tricks and ideas on how to use 6x6 paper pads, I wanted to give a few away. So I'm giving away 4, and in order to win, well, let me show you what I have first. So I have 2 We Are Memory Keepers paper pads, and I got the Love Notes paper pad because it was one that I used in a few of my videos, and it is one of my favorites. It just has these soft, pretty colors that are just really my style. I really love this paper pad, and it's mixed with some bold blacks, so that's really cute. And the We Are Memory Keepers paper pads are awesome because they're a nice heavy weight, and they're double-sided. So I got the We Are Memory Keepers Love Notes, We Are Memory Keepers It Factor, which is a brighter, more colorful one. And then I had to get this Create Paper Craft Market pad because this was my other favorite. I think I used this in 3 different videos, and it has just got really nice colors and patterns. So really great. And then last but not least, the Amy Tangerine Stitched paper pad. So that one's got some nice colors too. So they're all a little bit different, but the awesome thing about them is that I think you can mix and match the 4 of these fairly easily to come up with different combinations if you like to mix different lines. So in order to win, I would like you to leave me a comment below letting me know which video in this 6x6 paper pad series that you liked the most, or you found the most helpful, or that inspired you, something like that. And then this is open to everyone, international as well, and I would like you to leave a comment by May 16th. So you'll have until May 16th to leave me a comment on this video to be entered to win these. So thank you so much for watching. I'm so glad that you joined me for this series, and I'm excited to debut another series on the 16th. See you later.